you guys haven't seen them yet.
Okay, guys. Well, we are hopping into the draft for game number 1. Again, another best-of-5 series to determine our next team moving on forward, and ETC has been banned.
Kerrigan banned next. I think you can't give away Kerrigan at this point, especially when you talk about Gale Force. There's such a huge opportunity, I think, for them to pick things up. It's just there's way too much to deal with if you give up Kerrigan. Yes, there are counters to it, but there's not always guaranteed counters, so we'll see how it goes as they're spending quite a bit of time already dipping into the time pool trying to figure out, do we ban Kerrigan? Do we let it through? It's got to be the question of the moment. Curious what they're going to go with. Nothing in chat just yet from the team. So trying to figure out what they're going to do here. I very rarely do you see a team first ban Tassadar is actually the pick or the ban and not Kerrigan. So they're letting Kerrigan through. Let's see if Gale Force opts to go into it.
There it is. The Kerrigan hover. The snap lock in. Could be Fan, could be Udall. Either or. Could be snapped in here for these teams. Or for those players. And not a surprise to see Vala being hovered right now. Very likely Muradin, if Vala is selected. Ooh, the Ariel. Well, Gale Force do have the option to go for the Muradin, but on Infernal Shrines, at times you do see heroes like Johanna, you do see heroes like Sonya. Sonya, Kerrigan, not so likely, however. They could even hold off on picking their warrior here if they wanted to. But Muradin just is such a safe, consistent pick. It is pretty likely that he will be one of those options locked in. There he is.
Combo, though. Taking a page out of the Gale Force book there. I love Tychus. If things get tough for Kerrigan, Tychus Grenade can snipe away some of those skeletal defenders there on the shrine. So always a solid pickup to fight around those shrines. When you get to close quarters, that's where Tychus kind of excels when things get a little crazy.
Yeah. It's a good start to the draft for both these teams. If you noticed, Jay Howe was talking solo and I was talking solo. We both ran to grab water. Some of the casting struggles, and I turned up the heat in the process because, man, it is chilly up here. Second ban phase. Here we go. Malfurion. Not a surprise considering we have the support already picked up for Vox. You want to remove that Malfurion, especially with the synergies that already exist and just the sheer amount of sustain he can provide. Also, throwing Innervate on a hero like Kerrigan, giving her less cooldown on her combo, that's definitely something that's you have to consider as a big threat. Because if you're used to saying, oh, it's X seconds between the combo being ready, and then you don't calculate that with the Innervate in play, you could be caught off guard.
With the Tassadar ban, do you think that was more of a, we're going to give up Kerrigan, but we don't want to give up something like a Brightwing Tassadar combo? I mean, I'm trying to sit here and look at the draft and figure out strategically by letting Kerrigan through, or do you think we might see Vox possibly look for a double support style setup, maybe with Brightwing? I think there's a lot in play right now.
Yeah, I definitely do see double support being a strong option here for Vox. Brightwing, we've seen Brightwing Ariel to great success in the past. Gives you a decent amount of AoE between the two and the global presence, which, again, highly sought after in just about, most maps, and Shrines is certainly one of them. Not a necessity by any means, and they are now looking at that Johanna to be their warrior in the front. Tyrael was banned out. If they do want a bruiser, I mean, they'll definitely want a second melee to go with Johanna. Could be Chen. Could be Sonya.
A hero that Vox played a lot of at the last few, or at the last regional they were in was Falstad. They really liked having that global potential. I think that could definitely be in play, but Sylvanas being the pickup, Sylvanas is that hero, man, that if you get the Punisher, you're in good shape. If you don't get it, then Sylvanas' value goes way, way down. And when you're looking at the other side of Kerrigan Tychus, you're going to have a hard time fighting over that shrine.
Johanna, yeah, I mean, she does fine in the front. I do like what you said about Tychus, though. He will be a bit of an issue for her. Yeah, the Sylvanas pickup, I love watching Sylvanas. Like, I think she's a great hero in a lot of ways. And it's like you said, she's a win more type of hero. But she does have a fair bit of AoE. And just, the dagger to try to get some of those last hits with the options they have available. And the thing that she does have is the hunting wave to really get out of bad situations. It's just
God, Vox Nihili has to bring some bigger AoE right now.
Yeah.
Sylvanas, Shadow Dagger is good. I agree with you. It's good, but the minute like you get like a third of the health, a fifth of the health, Tychus Grenade comes in, takes whatever you tagged and runs with it. Same for Gul'dan. He has that potential with Fell Flames.
I'm just curious why Sylv over Falstad myself. But Medic now being hovered. We've seen a decent amount of Medic on the side of Niventic. Gale Force, of course, Alcaface more than capable of playing it, conceding his standard Brightwing in favor of just big heals to be the battery for Gul'dan. I think a lot of this is him and Gul'dan just kind of being best friends, and Gul'dan spends spells, and the heals just keep coming through from Medic.
I think that's what they were afraid of, is there going to be a hero that's going to be a threat to our back line and be a threat to Morales, and I think that might have been the question. I don't think they were expecting Zeratul here. But remember, Scouting Drone just got changed to where it will reveal cloaked or stealthed heroes.
I think it's a guaranteed lock because of that, which is a big bonus to the Medic in general. We've there's a high probability of seeing more picks with her, especially since heroes like Zeratul are a threat. Zeratul has way more burst in this patch than he did in the past, and you put that in the mix, and it's great.
We'll see how it plays out here momentarily. But the draft is done, and when it comes to shrine control, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. The shrine control firmly in favor of Gale Force. I just don't see how, outside of Johanna being kind of bringing that in, and with Sylvanas, I think that there's so much shrine control. We'll see if Sylvanas gets the value that they hope it does.
We'll find out very soon if that Sylvanas pick does pay off. But Infernal Shrines, the first of a potential of 5 maps here in this series. Man, Jay, I'm so excited. These two teams, I mean, Vox and Nihili, a team that we saw play very consistently in the fall season. They did well. And they're back here with, as you mentioned, this team defeated Gale Force back in Burbank. I guess that was a while ago. Feels like ages at this point. But still, that counts for a lot.
It does count for a lot, Jake. We are here at game number 1 between these two teams. Is Gale Force going to be our second team to qualify from here, our 4th team overall with the 2 automatic buys for Denial and Astral. Game number 1. Gale Force versus Vox Nihili.
These compositions, when it comes to the just sheer power of the objective, seemingly in favor of Gale Force. But if that Johanna can hold her ground, and if Zeratul can find the damage on the backline, they could definitely turn the tides. I think there's a lot of pressure on Alcaface here.
Let's talk about this. Equinox, known to be a really solid Kerrigan player.
Gosh, they have 3 Kerrigan players in this team.
Yeah, well, guess who's playing it?
It's Equinox.
Guess who's playing Muradin? Wow. Boy, Crowing, hopping over on Muradin. We're going to see how this plays out. I almost ignored the introductions, thinking like, all right, it's going to be pretty standard. This is something. You guys are wondering, this is the new Gale Force. And Kerrigan and Equinox.
I love to see the roles being so flexible with this team. Like, Michael Udall used to play a lot of Kerrigan. Very capable of playing Kerrigan. And Equinox, very much known for his Kerrigan.
Equinox sometimes falls into that trap that we kind of sometimes, and maybe it's unfairly, but at times put somebody like Glaurung in as they get a little bit too aggressive, and you got to think, is it the team, or are they too aggressive?
I'd say he's gotten way better. I think at PAX West in particular,
he was great.
It was the first time where I felt like he learned his restraint, he basically mastered it. So we'll see. We'll find out in this match for sure.
I mean, I think there's always the mentality side of things, the psychological side of, I'm with this new team. This is my first time competing, kind of on a public level. Do I have to make plays for my team to show that I belong? Is that going to be anything that affects his gameplay?
It's possible. You're right. That's a very good point to make. Udall already off to a good start here, forcing Zeus to Hearth very early in this game and force that rotation out of Zeratul to maintain that soak in the top. Gale Force in position to start the Shrine, which is now available, and they're going to pop it.
The fact that Ariel's rotating up, they're going to take advantage of Sylvanas and push that top lane. You got to think that somebody's going to have to go up there and defend that. This Punisher's going to be great, and it should be pretty much free at this point. Gul'dan sees that. He's already rotating to the top. This is a free Punisher right off the bat for Gale Force.
Crowan. Well, we've got 3 members actually going up to the top, with Medic also following, looking to contest the Sylvanas push, but the damage is done. The wall is down. Detainment Strike has been cast, but I believe Stormbolt is still at the ready. A big damage in. Udall getting 2 members with that Fell Flame. But
Hosty, careful there, buddy. Daihu in there as well. There's the combo. Down goes Johanna. First blood of the game.
Clean kill. Picked up.
Wait a minute, I was like, isn't that the... Yeah, it is. Level 4 talent. Jake coming out with a pun there. But here we go. Look at that. Crow and the Detainment Strike pushed him back in. No more chase on the Lex Uther. Not nearly as much value as I think they wanted out of that Sylvanas rotating to the top, but here comes the first Punisher.
Now, we're talking about Sylvanas and her power with pushing. She doesn't necessarily have the same kind of power for defense. Actually, she's not great at it. But for the split push, she is good. And that's what they're trying to do. Yes, they got down the tower, which means she can't necessarily safely push on the fort. Ooh, wow, Equinox looking for that.
Hosty, man. He was in a danger zone right there.
That movement speed, though. Oh! Detainment Strike is good. Big damage, but the safeguard does come out from Akaface, and the Equinox back up to full health. All the while, we saw Udall able to push Sylvanas away as these two are rotating between mid and top, respectively, to maintain that experience, which is slightly in favor of Gale Force, but it's really not a notable amount.
It's not a notable amount at all. I just took a look. Automated block, that's the anti-Zeratul to be able to neutralize some of that damage. Spell Shield is available at 13 for Morales, so let's see if we have those safe talents picked up at 4 and 13. Both camps being picked up here at the bottom.
Okay, just applying the damage to Crowan, but...
Level 7 picked up as the norms come in. Wormhole now available for Zeratul. Let's see how aggressive he is. Vorpal Blade Wormhole can definitely make some plays out of that as the camp's pushing here in the middle. Seeing how much value as you see Equinox there being sniffed out, but waiting in the wings, looking to get the combo landed on anybody.
This is going to be really tough here for blue team Vox and Nihili because there's no cleanse, and there's a lot of scary things. At Kerrigan alone, you want to have cleanse, but you add Murd into the mix. Horrify level 10. It's going to be tough to make those saves happen. Yes, Vala is going to give a lot of healing to Ariel, making that Ariel pick powerful in its own right.
I think the key things you'll look for is Crystal Aegis, going to be there for Ariel. Void Prison if you need to zone anybody out. Wailing Arrow if you want to try and neutralize any of that incoming damage that might be coming directly after that Crystal Aegis, somebody coming in. So I think there's some counters, but you got to be on point if that is your strategy.
Well, their strategy remains the same as the first Shrine, not even looking to contest. They put 3 members down here. Fan with a big grenade, slowing it down a bit already, but the fight is actually kind of all over the map. We see Johanna and Zeratul keeping these members occupied, disallowing the rotation down to the bottom lane. Gul'dan, Michael Udall has stayed in the top with Kerrigan to make sure that they can clean up those as quickly as possible to get that Punisher picked up.
I think Gale Force has to be a little bit careful that they don't give up that soak in those middle 2 lanes while this gets stalled out longer and they give up 10. Then they're forced to back off because they didn't get this quickly. So you see the approach once again. They should be able to get this pretty quickly. Just play this as safe as they possibly can.
Crowan on the retreat. Equinox looking for those last 2. There it is. Punisher picked up 10 around the corner, but will be there first on the side of Vox. Will it be enough for the big fight? Again, we got to watch for those big void prisons.
They are definitely a threat. Level 10 picked up instantly by both teams. There's a combo. The cleanser was that Iron Skin that was used there. The Punisher starting to get some value. Let's see if they can get some fort.
All right, there it goes in. Hosty with a beautiful vault away. Crystal Aegis has been used very early in this fight, and that leaves Lex Uther as a very vulnerable target. Hosty, hold on in. Down he goes. Daihu with Iron Skin available once again. Going to be able to walk away from it, but goodbye to the fort.
Yeah, and you can see Equinox definitely making some plays at that point. Missed the first combo, but that was a great vault by Vala. Second time around, he said, not this time. I got you. Very nicely played.
And, you know, Zeus can't defend this on his own. A few Shadow Daggers, just try to do his bit of damage, pad the numbers at the very least. This is going to start to... I'm worried. I'm worried now. I think Gale Force is just going to run away with it from here.
I mean, if they can get 13 before the next one, I mean, at some point you have to contest the shrines. I mean, early on, you're okay to be able to ignore it, get past everything, let the opponent get the first few. You're going up against a Kerrigan, it's tough to deal with. But then you start hitting these stronger and stronger Punishers. You can't always give it up. Crowan going in with the Invade. Nice Iron Skin to avoid the stun from that Stormfall.
Looks like they want to take out this bottom fort. It's already very weak. They've got Zeratul soaking top. They're doing their best to catch up in experience. But you know, this Sylvanas pick so far feels a bit lackluster.
Well, right now they're going to get a little bit of value out of it because you see Crowan and team. They're going to go ahead and try and get a bit of damage. The rest of the team at the bottom getting the camp. Sylvanas. See, that's just the threat alone. You see the camp being picked up. I'm actually a little bit surprised they came off that as quick as they did.
Yeah, me too. They could have gotten a sizable amount of more damage done. They're playing very safe. Level 13 is here, just about. And that's something that they are fearful of.
I mean, especially in that level 13 is going to be here, and the next shrine should be activating, or at least spawning momentarily or beginning of the spawn.
Well, the last fort, the last well in the front part of the map, about to fall here. That's going to give a substantial advantage if they manage to eliminate it. And you see Fan wants it.
Yeah, I think this is a good call if they commit to this. Again, you have the advantage of now being able to drop back and safely tap your well. They also have 13. Level 13 should be here soon, but will it be soon enough for Vox Nihili?
Still soaking bottom, now rotating up, looking for this fight with 13 in their sight.
How fun is it to play Gul'dan as when you have a dedicated Morales?
Oh, you have unlimited mana. It's the dream. Just spam spells for days. Crowan starting to take some damage, does have Avatar. If he needs to pop it, they're looking to keep
out on the backside.
That's a good VP.
Is that Odin coming in? I think that's Odin stuck in midair. There's the follow-up, the Wailing Arrow. Gul'dan goes down. Fan has the safeguard, but he's the next to fall. And you can see winning a trade right there as 3 members go down. You've got to wonder, how did they not see that Zeratul creeping in the backside?
We said it, though. It's all about VP. And it worked brilliantly. They threw everything they had. Every single heroic ability was cast to get that victory. And they got it. The Odin, basically worthless, just died immediately. Avatar had to be used for Muradin to stay alive. And they're going to get the Punisher, they're going to get 4, and this is when Sylvanas shines.
This is a very threatening moment when you talk about Sylvanas, Jake. They now are threatening potential keep, but it looks like they're actually going to rotate down and just get fort value. They realize that the mid keep isn't always the best, but...
You know, going for the mid keep, they risk getting Kerrigan comboed. They know Horrify is still available. And when you don't have any kind of sustain, like the Crystal Aegis, no cleanse, whatever Crystal Aegis did just come up, that could spell, we just lost our advantage. But getting the bottom fort opens up the map. They've got a level advantage. They can get 16 first, and they can just continue, controlling the game.
They're looking for the invade. They realize they want to try and pick a fight before 16. Iron Skin already used. We're going to see if we see a combo. There's Corruption hitting just a little bit onto Johanna. They're going to walk right in here and take this camp. Fox Nihili wants no part of it.
They're playing very reserved. They know that in straight-up team fights without, the VP, not as comfortable for them to fight.
Interesting pickup. We're not seeing the Windrunner that we normally see from Sylvanas at 13. Instead, opting for Will of the Forsaken. Perhaps that's one of those things, the threat of the combos is that you create yourself that unstoppable moment for 3 seconds.
I think that's really smart, and it can make a lot of plays. Okay, they're just scouting, getting eyes on. Going to grab the Bruiser camp here. Very safe posture. They're expecting the fight on the side of from Gale Force because there's that small window before they have level 16. A lot of teams are eager to capitalize on those moments. But Gale Force, they're just playing safe. They're actually trying to bait this out with this Bruiser camp readily available. But Gale Force are just patiently waiting for 16. And, Zeratul.
The stall tactic.
He might be found here.
All right. He's got to see
eyes
on the mini-map. Yeah, he's got to give it up. They're like, well, look at this. Look what we found.
National Goat Friend.
All right, that delay on the top is now going to get a lot more value. They're clearing up that camp. Jake, this is going to be pushing that top lane this entire time. I don't think anybody from Gale Force is going to be able to respond to this.
But Gale Force nearly have 16, getting that camp in the bottom. Give them a small bit of presence to force Zeratul to respond to that, which gives them eyes on him, which is a victory. Kerrigan considering going up top, but then opting to not do so.
They're going to try and get that middle wave, get 16, and then look for an engagement down here. This could get
which means this Fallen Shaman will kill the fort. That fort is dead. Gale Force has accepted that.
All right, has started, Jake. This is a big moment for both teams. You see Equinox diving into that back line. The combo hits.
Oh, that was so much free damage for Fan to be able to just, poke Daihu down like that after the combo goes through. And here's the Odin safely cast the back. Big combo. Crystal Aegis has to be cast.
It is, and you can see the follow-up there as Hosty goes down. First of all, Wailing Arrow has come in, so Equinox dropping back, getting the heals. Void Prison has been used. Hound Wind is taking so much damage. Does go down. That is 2 members down. Vox Nihili. Fan continuing his pursuit in the Odin, while Equinox cleans up in the back.
Should see the Hearth out of 1 member to deal with the Fallen Shaman in the top lane here. Gale Force have picked this shrine up with ease. Are they just going for it? I guess they are.
They might be. How do you like that Skullcracker at level 7? People are all over that. I saw that stun there. I was like, yeah, that hurts.
It really does.
They got to be careful. If this drags on too much, that top keep is in serious trouble.
Fallen Shaman just persists forever. Ammunition's already gone.
They've got to get a keep out of this. If they want to have a winning value, as we see already, Daihu gets pulled in, stun, does go down.
Biz to the body. That was really nicely done there from Gale Force. Getting that kill opens this up. No front line whatsoever on the side of Vox. This keep will fall momentarily.
Did you see that?
They're baiting it. They're doing their best to keep it on these structures, which is really smart. It's the best thing they can do. Keep is down. Top keep starting to be worked down by the Fallen Shaman camp. Can they find the one Hearth?
It's a winning trade, but you got to think that the next Punisher could potentially be in the top. And if you lose that Punisher, you run the risk of a game-ending push. I have no idea what's happening right now.
I really don't know why they didn't send someone back. Gul'dan now finally getting there, but is it too little too late? Wow. Just barely saving it.
That is a, I mean, yeah, you got the keep at the bottom, but you basically forfeited that top lane. You're not going to have catapults pushing.
I don't know why they didn't have someone instantly Hearth. I really don't, because like Johanna was still down. There was no threat of a 5v5. Oh well. We'll see if that does cost them in the long run.
Well, big power spikes at 16, especially when you look at Kerrigan being able to pick up that essence for essence, and that is something that we know when Equinox has his opportunity, he will look to dive in. There's the follow-up. There's the combo. You can see nice iron skin to get out, but wow, the threat was real.
Threat is real and still a good experience lead. The Ravage from afar, but a beautiful stun there onto Kerrigan. Wheeling arrow. Not going to be the offensive play, more of a disengage there.
If we take a look at the back here, look at this. Zeratul coming in the back.
No Lagith today.
Oh, he might have found himself in a little bit of trouble. Let's see if they sniff it out. They do have the grenade misses. They do find him, though. This is going to be Zeratul going.
He's looking for the keep.
He's like, I'm at least getting the keep. I'm at least getting this.
Okay, well, unfortunately, that keep means that they are now in a 4v5 as the Shrine will be active in 14 seconds, 44 seconds, however, until Zeratul is back in action.
They just gave up this Punisher, man.
Yeah, and considering it's mid-Shrine, they can easily hold on to this top lane where the catapults are.
I'd love to see some type of four-man push at least clear out the wave in the middle. You can pretty much do this safely. Push this out in the middle, be able to get yourself more value out of this Punisher. It still has a fort standing its way. The only fort still standing on the map.
Yeah, I think they might try to push down there in a moment. They just want to make sure they just deal with top, get their Fallen Shaman to push forward so that catapults are not an issue, as this could be a prolonged push, which is, you know, really just quite smart. The Fallen Shaman will do well enough versus the catapults.
I see Sylvanas down in the bottom lane trying to get 20 as well. So, you know, making all the proper rotations right now is Vox, but Mortar Punisher about to push here, Jake.
Right with the minion wave just in time. Well synced here on the side of GFE. Looking to get another keep. 20 has been locked in.
Push is real. Big red button coming in as Odin has been popped. This is a great push tool, and I like the play by opening that in. Heavy impact is there. The follow-up. Crystal Aegis is in.
But Kerrigan right on top. Zeus will go down in quick succession. Crowan going forward with Equinox in the front. Lex Luthor with a nice juke, but does it matter? The keep is down. Two members have fallen, and that should be game.
Yeah, they're pushing in directly. The Punisher's still very healthy, and look at the damage and the health bars from that of Gale Force. They're going in on the backside. Michael Udall taking a bit of damage.
How is going to end up getting his life sucked out of him the Warlock way. GG for GFE in game one.
GG GFE, the core is down, man. I mean, that, if you go back and watch that last moment, you're going to see two things that were the most crucial.
Look at those fireballs. Looks like Super Mario World.
I know. Koopa Troopa. But there was two